In an amazing turn of events, Kawhi Leonard has decided to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. Signed Kawhi Leonard to a 4-year, $141 million deal. That's not all, ladies and gentlemen. The Los Angeles Clippers are also bringing in Paul George via trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Getting Kawhi Leonard and they're getting Paul George. When he met with the Clippers, they met for about 3 hours. He told Doc Rivers and Mr. Winger, their GM, he said, I really want to come to the Clippers. However, I would need another All-Star to come with me. And from that point forward, the Clippers, which is the team, and Kawhi Leonard try to recruit other players to come to LA, Clippers that is, so he could be there. If the Clippers were unable to sign anybody else, Kawhi Leonard would be a Los Angeles Laker today. That being said, Kawhi Leonard started calling people. Clippers started trying to make moves and make trades and try to bring in All-Stars. Kawhi Leonard's first pitch was to Kevin Durant. He reached out to Kevin Durant. KD was really baffled by the situation. He was like, this guy doesn't even really know me like that for him to be reaching out to me. And he doesn't really talk to anybody. It was really impressive. Caught him off guard. And KD, obviously, he made a commitment to Kyrie and DeAndre Jordan to go to Brooklyn. So he was like, he respectfully declined. His next person he reached out to, Paul George. He recorded Paul George, was texting him, reaching out to him. Paul George said, for a guy that doesn't speak that often, he's one hell of a recruiter. And the whole sticky situation was going to be for Paul George to get out of OKC. So Kawhi said, whatever you do, try to get out of there. Come to the Clippers with me. And, we have similar histories. We both grew up like an hour or hour and a half away from LA, close by our home. We're both hometown kids. This would be something that we really want to do together. And Paul George reached out to Sam Presti. I believe it was before July 4th. I believe it was Wednesday. Like, hey, I want to get traded to the Clippers. And Sam Presti basically knew his hands were tied. He was, when he heard that, he was trying to trade really Paul George and Russell Westbrook to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for Siakam. But, something like that didn't work out or whatever. So he knew having a player that wasn't too happy, that wouldn't work in OKC. So the big thing here, which proved my point in the last video, Kawhi Leonard is a poker player. He has a poker face. The telling the Lakers to wait was a whole entire ruse. He was just waiting, biding his time to see what the Clippers could do, see who he could recruit. Like I said before, he initially tried to recruit Durant. He said he admired his game. That didn't work out. So he reached out to Paul George, the next best thing, and said, hey, man, I want you to come to LA, try to make it happen. And here we are here. I didn't like the way that he did that to the Lakers. I felt like he should have told them from the very get-go, like, hey, I don't want to be there. But then again, you got to remember, this is business. And also, he might have lost some leverage in trying to get Paul George to come to LA. Maybe he says, I'm going to the Clippers. Everybody knows. And it's just like, oh. And that hurts any deals going forward. So that was a well-played move by Kawhi Leonard. That was a bluff. That was a well-placed bluff. Hence the poker analogy. Now, this goes to show you that the experts overplayed their hand. They really didn't know anything about where Kawhi Leonard was going. They just had inklings here and there. What was perfect for Kawhi is he was misfeeding them information. He was giving them bad information, bad intelligence, and that worked out to his benefit. So, on one end, experts are good and they're great and they're in the locker room, but you only could take what they say with a grain of salt because nobody saw this coming. Nobody said, hey, like Paul George went to San Fran. Nobody knew anything about anything. And speaking of Paul George, we got to really look at Russell Westbrook. Poor Russell Westbrook. He lost Harden, lost KD. Now he's losing PG-13 when they really gelled. If it wasn't for the injury, they probably beat Portland. Maybe whatever the case is. But that loss to Portland really put a nail in the coffin for Paul George and Russell Westbrook because Portland they had injuries. They got swept by the Warriors. And you're looking at Russell Westbrook and Paul George, you're like, you couldn't get past this team, which didn't make any sense. And you had Steven Adams, and you committed so much money to Russell Westbrook and $200+ million. It just wasn't working out. So looking at poor Russell Westbrook, you got to empathize with him today. And you also got to think about this. Is he gonna get traded? Is one of his destinations gonna be LA? What if LA tries to work a deal where they try to get Russell Westbrook? It's because LA needs a point guard. So these are things that we gotta really think about. But man, if you really just look at his career, all the talent he's played with. He's played with MVPs, title winners, and stuff like that, and his success has never been amplified as anybody else's that's been playing with him. Like, this move restored balance in the NBA. This is Thanos from the Avengers restoring the balance. Like, if you look at it, you have 4 or 5 teams, 4 to 5 to 6 teams. I'll say 4 to 5 that could actually win the title. Then you're looking at this. This brings you back to the 70s where there was a lot of parity in the NBA. There's a lot of parity. There's a lot of 1-2 punches. How it used to be in the 90s, the golden era of the NBA, if you want to say. In the 90s, every team basically had like one or two players that could get you to the title, whatever the case is. You're looking at the Lakers. So they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Golden State, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Houston, Chris Paul, James Harden. Nets, KD, Kyrie when KD, of course, when KD comes back. Looking at all these teams, there is a lot of parity. There is a lot of chances for other guys to come back and really make a big difference and compete. Like, there's not going to be any more big threes or for a little while or whatever the case is unless the team makes a move. But every team has the option to buy in and really throw in all their chips and try to win the title. So next year is going to be up for grabs because the Clippers are a really solid team. They still kept Lou Williams, Patrick Beverley, but they got rid of Danilo Gallinari, and also they got rid of Gilchrist Alexander. So everybody has deficiencies, but they have strengths. Lakers, of course, they're in the running right now with LeBron and AD. LeBron's basically, you still consider him the best player in the game now that KD's out for a year, and AD's probably top 3. I mean, it's just the parity in the NBA is crazy. But the balance is crazy. Like, this is going to be one of the years where there's no clear-cut favorite. Everybody can have a deficiency. Anything can happen at any moment. So, Kawhi Leonard, I guess we could say, and even though Lakers didn't get him, hey, a lot of Lakers fans didn't want to see him on the Lakers. And, Kawhi said it himself. He didn't want to play with LeBron. He wanted to play against him. So, this is just really going to be the gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet has been thrown. And anybody could reach up and grab that glove at this point. Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.